Hello everyone, my name is Rohan Hashmi and today I'm going to be giving you a brief overview of the app that I've made for the back to school hackathon. The reason I decided to make this app is because I started going to the gym again recently, and I realized that if I had some way to track my workouts, it would be so much easier for me to just analyze everything in one quick view. Alright, so here's the app, the GetFit app. As you can see, this is obviously the login screen. Now, as a user, you're going to be typing in your name. So let's go for it. Rohan, welcome. So I already have an account in the app. That's the reason why it's welcoming me back. I'm going to click OK. So it already has some of my data saved, but I'm going to be running through from top to bottom. So let's go to log workout. Right, so as you can see, now we have a log workout window where you can enter any exercise name. So for example, today was leg day, so squats. Okay, let's enter the date, so 28/09/2024. The duration in minutes, well, I remember that it was 15 minutes and my watch showed that I had burned approximately 94 calories. Okay, as soon as I click submit, I'm gonna get this message: success, workout logged successfully. Okay, so that's the first feature, which is logging in workouts or entering workouts, right? The next feature is deleting a workout. So you can delete workouts for specific days. All the workouts on the day that you're going to be entering are going to be deleted. So for example, if I say, okay, I remember adding an incorrect workout on this day, I can delete this. So workouts on 25/9/2024 have been deleted successfully. I'll click OK. Now when I view the stats, we'll be able to see three things, which are how many workouts I have actually logged in, the total number of workouts, which is 3, my average workout duration, which is 12.67 minutes, and the average calories that I have burned, which are 71.33. Now, as I said, this stats feature is really nice because it gives you a sort of a small glimpse into how you have been going about, how you've been using the app, and it's not the best way to look at statistics for sure, but it's a very quick way for those of you who don't have a lot of time. This is the best way, right? We're going to close this now. Now, the last thing that we have to look at, or second last, is the graphical analysis. So this is my graphical analysis. As you can see, the dates are on the x-axis, while the calories burned are on the y-axis. So this is the first graph that we have, which is the calories burned per day graph. As you can see, it's been going pretty nice. I only burned about 50 calories on the 26th, but today I got a lot more, around 90, more than 90, so that's really nice. But that's not the only graph that we actually have. If you scroll down, we'll be able to see that we have another graph, and this is one of my absolute favorites. And so this is the graph that basically tells us how many calories or how many calories we burn on average per exercise, right? So you have average calories on the y-axis and the types of exercises on the x-axis. As you can see, for pull-ups are the least. I only burn around 50, while planks I get about 60 to 70, I think that is, while squats have the most at 90. So this is the best feature in my opinion, and one of my favorites, the graphical analysis, because it really gives you an in-depth overview of how and what you have been doing in terms of your fitness and what you might be able to improve, because you can read the graph and understand, okay, I've either had an increase in my calorie burns, which is good for people who are going for weight loss, or you can, and on the other hand, you can also see which exercises burn more calories on average, and that might help you maybe plan your workouts. Right, the last feature that we have is the logout feature, and so once you click logout, you'll be back in the login screen. Now, for a new user, so I already have an account, but what if it's someone else, so what if it's my brother? So he's just gonna be typing in his name. I'm just gonna type in brother. He's gonna click submit, and instead of welcoming him back, it's gonna be a registration dialog, which is gonna say user brother has been registered successfully. Welcome brother, and he can now log in workouts. Obviously he doesn't have any workouts to delete, so he won't be able to delete anything yet. If he tries viewing the stats, Well, he hasn't had any workouts, so 0. And the graphical analysis is gonna say, oops, error, there are no workouts found. Another thing which is good to look at is that the exercise field can't be empty. So we have gone through a lot of validation checks to make sure that the users enter the correct type of data. For example, you can't type in anything that you want. You have to type in exactly how the app wants it. You can't leave the exercise name empty. You can't use slashes instead of the dashes that have been formatted, that the app uses to format the date. You can't enter negative numbers in your duration, and you can't enter 0. So if I try submitting, you'll see please enter valid details is the message that we get. The same thing goes for the delete workout, and yeah, that's basically it. So now coming on the basis of what the app is actually made up of, so I used Python to code the app, and I used PyCharm as the IDE. So obviously the main code is written in Python, but then to store for the storage I used SQLite 3. For the GUI, which is the physical, basically not physical but buttons that and the labels and the app that you actually get to see, I used Tkinter and related modules to Tkinter like TTK themes. And last but not least, for the graphing feature I used Matplotlib, which is obviously one of the best out there, one of the most easiest and the best to use. While making this app, I would say that there were two sort of problems. The first was the storage. So I had not really previously had any sort of experience with SQLite 3 in terms of projects. So I had worked on SQLite 3 with SQLite 3 a little bit, but not really to a point where I was very confident. I did have to go through a lot of documentation, reading up about it, looking at videos, and I basically got enough confidence to use SQLite 3 as the storage medium for this project. The second problem that I faced was definitely going to be the Tkinter, the GUI. So I had previously used Tkinter for other small projects, but nothing really on this scale that this app is on, the GetFit app. I definitely think it was tough trying to incorporate and trying to create a smooth workflow from the GUI to the storage medium. You don't want any sort of lag between those two sort of separate entities. You want them to be interconnected, and you want everything to be really smooth. And so that did take a lot of work and a lot of trial and error, a lot of going through documentations, trying to figure out what's the best way, what's the most efficient way to basically connect my GUI to the database. And it was tough, but I feel that it definitely paid off because the app runs really smoothly, and it's not very complicated either. If you want to get the link to the app, there are two links. So one of the links is the actual application file, which is the .exe file that is available on Google Drive. The link is below in the description. As for the second one is the GitHub repository, where I have the actual Python code that is basically broken up into 3 separate files, which is the main file, which includes all of the GUI, and basically, as it suggests, the main files, where it includes all the main functions, etc. Number 2, we have the database.py or db.py file. The database file basically includes all the functions that are related to the database, which includes connecting to the database, creating tables, fetching data, deleting data, inserting, etc. And the last file that I have is a very small one, but it's a miscellaneous sort of file, which is called functions.py or funcs.py for short. And the funcs.py file basically includes miscellaneous functions that I've used here and there, some of them in the db.py and some of them in the actual main.